All right, let's talk about the art and science of facial rejuvenation. This is a journey that's really not about changing who you are. It's about helping that face you see in the mirror finally truly match the energy and the vitality you feel on the inside.
So let's get real for a second. It's an incredibly common feeling, right? You feel great, you're full of life, but your reflection just seems to be telling a totally different story. So, what's actually going on to create this disconnect?
Well, it's kind of like a 1-2 punch. First, you've got gravity and just time causing skin and the tissues underneath to sag. But then part two kicks in. To fight that sagging, especially around the eyes, our forehead muscles start working overtime, constantly pulling up. And that constant work is what etches in those deep lines, giving us a look that can seem permanently tired or even a little bit angry, no matter how we're actually feeling. Okay, so if that's the problem we're dealing with, finding a solution, well, that requires a huge amount of trust and some serious expertise. So let's introduce a guide whose experience in this field is, frankly, exceptionally deep. This isn't just a career, it is a multi-generational commitment to the craft. We are talking about a tradition of quality and patient care that's been woven into the Sacramento community for over 7 decades. A legacy like that, it's only built on one thing: consistent, excellent results. Now, you might see all these credentials and think, okay, that's impressive. But what does it actually mean? Being board certified, a fellow of the American College of Surgeons, these aren't just clubs you join. They represent the absolute highest standards of surgical training, safety, and ethical practice in the entire field. It means you're in the safest possible hands. And this quote, this really gets to the core of it all. It's not just about being a good technician. It's about having artistry, that aesthetic judgment to see what's going to look natural and harmonious on each unique face. The goal isn't just a result, it's a result that truly lasts and feels like you. So, how do you actually deliver on that philosophy of natural, long-lasting results? Well, let's get into the centerpiece solution, what many consider the gold standard, the High Extended SMAS Facelift. Now, that SMAS part, that's the important bit. It refers to the deep muscular layer of your face, and we're about to see why working with it is such a game changer. And this, right here, shows the crucial difference. You see, traditional facelifts often just pulled the skin tighter. That's how people ended up with that wind tunnel look. But the high extended SMAS technique, it's completely different. It works on a much deeper level, lifting and repositioning the underlying muscle and tissues to put everything back where it used to be. It's about restoring that natural, youthful contour, not just stretching the surface. Now get ready for this number because it is pretty wild. This specific technique is so complex, so artistically demanding that fewer than 1% of all faceless surgeons in the entire world are actually able to perform it. It's a true testament to a surgeon's dedication to mastering the most advanced methods out there. And here's the payoff for that expertise. This chart just puts it all into perspective. Those quicker mini lifts, yeah, they might give you a temporary fix, maybe for a year or two. But the deep, structural work of the high extended SMS technique, we're talking about results that patients can enjoy for 15 years or even more. It's a whole different league. But a truly amazing result isn't just about fixing one part of the face in isolation. To look genuinely refreshed and natural, a surgeon has to see the big picture. How all the features of the face work together in perfect harmony. This is such a critical insight. You might walk into an office thinking, my eyelids are so heavy, that's the problem. But if a surgeon only treats your eyelids without looking at your brow, they could actually pull the brow down even further, making you look more tired. A holistic approach sees the face as one interconnected system. And the great news is, modern technology makes this so much less invasive than it used to be. The endoscopic approach uses just a few tiny incisions, hidden up in the scalp, and a camera for incredible precision. This means you get these beautiful, significant results, but with a much, much easier recovery than older methods. So when you do it right, in balance with the brow, eyelid surgery can have a massive impact. And it's not just cosmetic. For a lot of people, removing that extra skin can literally improve their field of vision. The overall effect is just brighter, more alert, and it makes the whole face look completely revitalized. Okay, so you've gone through the process and you've achieved these beautiful results. The journey isn't quite over. Protecting that investment is a partnership, And there are some really key things you can do to make sure your results last as long as they possibly can. And these are simple things, but they are incredibly powerful. Sun protection every single day, that is non-negotiable. Not smoking, which just destroys skin quality, is absolutely critical. And then supporting those surgical results from the outside by moisturizing and maybe even using treatments like laser resurfacing, that just completes the whole picture.
Of course, at the end of the day, none of this is possible without absolute trust in your surgeon. A review like this from a real patient, it just speaks volumes, doesn't it? It points to a practice that's really focused on a person's well-being and giving honest guidance, not just on doing a procedure.
So let's end with this thought and bring it all back home. What if the ultimate goal of expert facial rejuvenation isn't to create some new person? What if it's just to erase that tired, sad, or stressed out look that time can put on us and just restore the bright, energetic, and authentic you that's been there all along?